Namaste. This is Sharmi Adhikari and we are back with a fresh new episode of Beyond the Reels. Today we are going to talk about some films that created a lot of buzz, but unfortunately they didn't do well. We have to understand why they didn't do well. For instance, Bahattar Hure was a film that created a lot of buzz in urban chat rooms and also outside of it. People were talking about it. A lot of Islamists were crying foul that the movie is against Islam. The director, Mr. Sanjay Puran Singh Chauhan, received death threats also, which he put out on his social media. But interestingly, the film, after the initial buzz it created, failed to rope in the audiences and draw in the crowd. Why do you think that happened? Bahattar Hure was a film that had a very good subject. It was talking about that lesson that most of the Islamic clerics give out to Muslim youngsters who are being indoctrinated into the jihadi mindset. They are told that if you give up your life for jihad or the cause of Islam, then you will attain a place in Jannat where 72 hurs will serve you. Obviously, the connotation is extremely sexual, but while the movie didn't delve into that, it failed to sustain the tempo of such an important topic. I watched the movie. I was extremely gripped by what the directors and the movie makers had initially spoken about. But when the movie unfolded, I realized that what the movie lacks. The story was not taut. It was not well spaced out. It lacked good editing. The CGI in the film was absolutely amateurish to the extent that we felt we were watching a video game. While the cast incorporated in the cast of the film was very good, and these were actors who have done their part very well earlier, but they didn't deliver. But I feel the main problem was that after the initial discourse by the cleric used in the film, they did not address the topic properly. To show a terror attack, and then you go on to monkey balance about who are the people suffering because of the terror attack, where you constantly pit that Muslims are suffering a lot, and the story is hinged on how Muslims are suffering because of these plans to destabilize the country and to harm the country. Points a little bit on the excessive secularism that the filmmakers handle the topic with. Recently, there is also another film that created a lot of buzz. Initially, like Ajmer 92, when it was announced, people were very upbeat that at least this heinous incident that ruined the lives of over 250 Hindu girls in Ajmer will come to light. People will get to know, because movies are a medium that popularizes or makes people aware about a lot of things that sometimes they miss out in the media. And of course, Ajmer, the incident in Ajmer did not get that kind of media traction when it happened because of reasons, political reasons, social reasons, whatever. But the movie, while it picked this topic, which was extremely important, again lacked finesse, technical prowess. It was miscast. And the most important thing was, while it is known now that the people who run Ajmer Sharif were involved in the incident, involved in doing whatever they did to the Hindu girls and their families, and how their families suffered. The movie didn't mention the religion, or the movie didn't mention directly that these were the people who were taking care of the Ajmer Dargah, where many Hindus go and pay their respects or pay a religious tribute. When legally it is all out, when you know who are the politicians behind brushing this thing under the carpet, what is the reason that you do not mention the religion of the people who are responsible for doing this to the Hindu girls? So, this is where I would like to talk about the films Kashmir Files and the Kerala Story. Kashmir Files was lambasted for spreading hatred and for its divisive technique or its divisive voice. But the best part of Kashmir Files was that it did not follow that secularism path where they are not mentioning who did the crimes or who did what for what reason. Kashmiri Pandits and Kashmiri Hindus were thrown out, killed, tortured by Muslims, and this is what the film showed, and rightly so. In Kerala Story also, while we are not going to go into the numbers of girls who were indoctrinated or were brainwashed to join ISIS. Now, if these movies had not mentioned that Muslim people or Muslim girls and boys were doing what they did, then the movies wouldn't have been so effective in making people aware about what is happening or what had happened. Again, I will not say that the Kashmir Files and the Kerala Story were technically brilliant film. They had their flaws. The stories might have been a little patchy. The editing was a little could have been better. The camera work, the acting, the casting could have been better. But the movies, the topics did hit the nail on their heads, and that is what made the movies a success. I feel that some directors in the Indian film industry and primarily Bollywood or the Hindi film industry are wasting a lot of topics, and maybe because they want to just ride on the Hindu wave that has gripped the country after 2014. Rampant Hindu bashing in the films will not work anymore is something that they have understood. Sometimes you get skeptical and you also start questioning that maybe they are wasting the topic so that other film directors who have more nationalism in them, or who are really serious about dealing with these topics in a better way, they want to dissuade these directors from picking up these important topics again, by showing them that, look, we did try, it didn't do well, it didn't find favor with the audience, so it's better to not make a film on such a topic, such an important topic again. It's what Hindi filmmakers need to learn about movie making on these topics, is not to beat around the bush, and this is something they should learn from the other film industries. Like, if you notice S.S. Rajamouli's RRR, then movies like Kantara and Mallikapuram, there is no, they are unapologetic about the subject that they are presenting. Like in RRR, it's all out that the Britishers were torturing the tribals, the Britishers were bad. There is this very strong nationalistic fervor in the movie. It was a commercial potboiler, but the topic was so well handled. After all kinds of arts, all kinds of enterprises like this do need commercial profits to sustain themselves. If new filmmakers find that no, the audience is not willing to spend money or is not giving a favorable reaction to these kind of films, then they will not pick up these topics anymore. And that is where again we will have to take a step back, and a lot of awareness then will be impeded because I feel these topics need to come out. People need to make these films, but make it in the right way. Thank you so much.